The Tennessee Occupational Safety and Health Administration, also known as TOSHA, has released its summary on the investigation into impact plastics and the death of 5 employees and 1 contractor from Hurricane Helene. Now, families and victims have responded to those findings. The investigation began after Helene caused catastrophic flash floods in Irwin that led to the death of 5 employees and 1 independent contractor from impact plastics. 1 employee who survived previously told News Channel 11 they could not leave the facility despite flash flood warnings. However, TOSHA found the deaths from Helene were not work-related, and the organization recommended no citations. In its summary, TOSHA said impact plastics, quote, exercised reasonable diligence in dismissing employees and directing them to leave the site during this emergency, end quote. News Channel 11's Maddie Cottaspati breaks down TOSHA's investigation and the response from the parties involved. Maddie?
Casey, the TOSHA findings say that employees were told to leave when water began to rise, but those same employees continue to say that isn't the truth.
Over 6 months after the destruction, more answers surrounding the deaths of impact plastics employees. TOSHA says it found no evidence that employees were threatened with termination or forced to work beyond a safe evacuation point. The report says 5 management and office personnel stayed inside to secure business information, but evacuated on foot at 11:40 in the morning, and 1 later returned for unknown reasons. Part of a statement from CEO Gerald O'Connor's attorney says, quote, Impact Plastics welcomes the results today of Tennessee OSHA's thorough investigation into the terrible and tragic events of the flood that devastated Irwin on September 27, 2024. These past months, Impact Plastics and its president and founder, Gerald O'Connor, have cooperated with the official agencies investigating the flood and events of that day. This video was taken by Impact Plastics employees Jacob Ingram at 10:54 a.m. on September 27th. According to the report, water started to fill the parking lot around 10 on the morning of the 27th. By 10:51, employees were told they could leave. News Channel 11 spoke with employee Zinnia Adkins shortly after the floods. She says this was not the case.
We were all talking to the supervisors and telling everybody, look, we don't need to be here. It's, saying we need to flee the areas. And they never said anything about letting us go.
Luke Waldner, whose firm represents some of the employees and their families, says in a statement to News Channel 11, quote, we vehemently disagree with any characteristics that Impact Plastics exercise reasonable diligence in dismissing employees. The facts simply do not support such a finding, as floodwaters were already too high and too strong when Impact Plastics finally and begrudgingly allowed workers to leave, end quote.
TOSHA ended the findings by recommending that Impact Plastics should take steps that will minimize the risk of a similar event occurring in the future. Casey?